Do you need a custom designed t-shirt made for any occasion and you don't know where to go? Well, you want to call D2G Screenshots, owned by my good friend John Olam. John specializes in direct-to-garment printing. You can put anything on a t-shirt that you can take a picture of. You just snap it, send it, and wear it. No design is too hard for John. John will fix your t-shirts up in a matter of days and have it back to you. Whether it's for your business, whether it's for your community organization, whether it's for your girls' night out, whether you've got a motto or a theme that you want the world to know about, John Olam and D2G is the place to go. In fact, he's been doing the Cussing Pastor t-shirts now for a number of years, so I strongly recommend him. Call 279-0434. That's area code 901-279-0434. John got you.
Memphis and the surrounding areas, Regroup Upscale Thrift Boutique has opened in the heart of Frazier. We carry many name brands ranging from various sizes and styles, with new arrivals of clothing, accessories, gift items, and more, with pricing starting as low as $3. All the proceeds help empower the Husband Institute Boys Mentoring Program. So come and shop at Regroup Upscale Thrift Boutique, located at 3754 North Watkins. Great prices, great people, great products.
So many of our young men and women are being killed on the streets of Memphis, and loved ones are left begging for a way to either bury or cremate them, because while they have insured their cars and their phones, they have failed to insure themselves. Well, there is no excuse. Call Joe with Lincoln Heritage Funeral Advantage. Joe can get your loved one insured for $30,000 for as little as $15 per month. Or even if your loved one is a male between the ages of 18 or 25, he can be insured for $30 per month with a $160,000 accidental rider for only $30. Females, $25. Lincoln Heritage is affordable and has fixed rates, lifetime coverage, no examinations, no waiting period on most cases, coverage for all ages up to 100 years of age, fast claim payments, 24 to 36 hours. Also, Joe has a senior hardship plan, even for fixed income families. Call Joe right now. Make sure you put this number down. Joe with Lincoln Heritage, 901-864-0090. That's area code 901-864-0090. Call Joe. I know you thought you had to go to North Memphis or South Memphis, maybe even Orange Mound, to get good soul food. But I promise you that's wrong. Now you can go downtown Memphis to Promise Restaurant at 412 South Main in Hewling. Promise is a black-owned business serving soul food lunch Tuesdays through Fridays from 11 until 3. Fridays and Saturdays from 5 until 11, and Sundays from 11 until 5. And they have a different menu daily. Baked chicken, fried chicken, neck bones, turkey necks, all types of vegetables. And guess what? They even serve oxtails on Wednesdays. So if you work downtown Memphis, or you're just looking for a great place to dine, There's a new restaurant downtown. It's called Promise at 412 South Main. To place your to-go orders, call 901-644-6543. That's 901-644-6543 or 901-218-6880. Zach Darwish, born May 6, 2003. Your biological father, Sam, is alive and looking for you. Zach, you have been told by your mother that your father is deceased, but he is very much alive and has been looking for you since 2007. Zach Darwish is 21 years of age and resides in Newbern or Dyersburg, Tennessee. His mother's name is Carrie Schofler, last known to reside at 915 Forster Road in Newbern, Tennessee, with her mother, Rosa Marie. Carrie was last known to work at Sunflower Health Food in Dyersburg. Zach possibly attends Dyersburg State or U of M. Zach has been sheltered by his mother, and she has hid the fact that Zach's father is alive and well. Zach's father wants to be a part of his son's life physically and financially. The father wants to provide immediate housing, vehicles, and cash support for his son and take care of all of his needs. Zach's father has set him up in businesses and set up bank accounts as well. He also has 3 young siblings that he needs to meet. If you have any information leading to the location of Zach Darwish, and you would like to pass on this to his father and receive a $1,000 reward, all you need to do is call 901-672-8290. That number again is 901-672-8290. This meeting can take place physically or virtually. All calls will remain confidential. That number again, 901-672-8290. The political season is over. The Thaddeus Matthews Show now returns to what made it famous and has gathered millions of views over the years. Controversial and shocking subjects that others fear to even broach. On Wednesday, October the 18th at 7 p.m., I will tackle the subject of the transsexual woman. Who is she? What makes a man live as a female? Why does a gay male feel the necessity to get dolled up? Transsexual politics, transsexual religion, and just day-to-day living. The proper pronouns for the transsexual woman. You don't want to miss this show on next Wednesday, October the 18th on the Thaddeus Matthews Show on the YouTube channel. Make sure you're there.
Hello everyone, on October the 18th, I will be doing a live interview with the Mr. Thaddeus Matthews. We'll be talking about proper pronouns, politics, religions, and other things that have to do with trans women like myself. So make sure you tune in.
And just when you thought it may be safe, on this Tuesday night, October the 17th at 7:13, I want to warn you that it is not a safe night. Thank you for being here on tonight. And hopefully everything, I went on the air about an hour ago to check the equipment, and the audio was perfect. The streaming was perfect. So let's hope that everything maintains what it does. Oh, I need to call the air. I need some air in the studio. I'm gonna get up in a minute and turn some air on in here. Yeah, Zena laying on this table at my feet, so I guess she's comfortable. But it's hot in this studio to me. Thank you so very much. Several weeks ago, we had the Memphis selections, and that's what I call it, the city of Memphis selection, where 24,000 of you found it necessary to vote for a man that does not have the qualifications, the knowledge. I don't even think he has the balls to be the mayor of this troubled place that we call Memphis, Tennessee. This city is totally out of control. One of the biggest problems that I see in this, other than folk not going to vote, is having a reason for voting. You like to think that when you place your vote, that you've did not only your civic duty, but you've done what is necessary to bring about change in this city. I was deterred as a black man that's been around a long time. I was disturbed, really disturbed, that even in 2023, we as a people who have endured slavery, bigotry, the beatings, I'm still I'm puzzled that many of us are satisfied with the white majority of people who are bigots, who dwell in their white supremacy. I'm surprised at that the number of us who find it okay to be mistreated, that don't understand the powers that be, that no matter how we want to think that things have changed, they have very much stayed the same. We marched. We sung that old tired ass song, "We Shall Overcome." Many of you dressed up in April 4th, as we celebrated the assassination of Martin Luther King Sr. here in Memphis. You march, you put on your dashikis and threw your fists in the air, thinking that everything was okay. You wanted everything to be okay. But I stopped by this evening to tell you that we have not overcome. Instead of going to the mountaintop, we fell off of that motherfucker. We are a people that do not love each other. Most of us don't like each other. We're envious of each other. We don't like to see each other succeed. We love to see each other fail or look like we're failing. We don't promote black businesses rather, but we run to give the white man and those that are not black our hard-earned money. You'll pass by the black-owned grocery store to run to the white man's store. The black woman can have a nail salon where you get your toes and your fingers done. But you will bypass giving money to Bromquisha to run to Miss Sun Ying, Miss Susu, Miss Midnight. You love that because we as a people have no love, no concern, but for ourselves. But I look at this race and I call it a selection, not an election. That there are 24,000 people in this city that could not understand that in the midst of the troubles that we as Memphians find ourselves, that we don't need experience, we don't need qualifications. We need a black man that has been picked by white folk to be our leader. We're always happy with the selection of our leaders by white folk. If white folks say that nigga is okay, yes sir, that's an okay nigga. Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, we are doomed people. We are doomed people. And the biggest thing about that is we don't mind being a damned city. We don't mind being a city that is almost destroyed. We don't mind living in a city where we are fearful to go to the mailbox. You're scared to get some gas and pumping the car. We're doomed. When you look at Memphis, Egypt, it is called the city of the dead. Ladies and gentlemen, when I look back several weeks ago and look at this selection, I see damnation written all over it. We are like the twin cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. God wanted to give Memphis, Tennessee a chance to be saved. God had asked the question in Memphis, Tennessee, sitting on the bluff of the Mississippi. Can I find one? That's one was one that had served the city of Memphis. One that had no fear of the pharaohs in this city. One by the name of Willie Harrington. You prayed for restoration in the city. But how many of you know that every time you pray, Satan and his enemies and his imps, his co-demons, they hear your prayer too. And when the enemy who comes to steal, to kill and to destroy us as a people. When the enemy comes to steal them, God is still there. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and to destroy. But I come that thou may have life and have the abundance of life. But you can't thrive off of abundance when the abundance of people in this city are crooks, robbers, rapists, carjackers, who have given their lives to be destructive. I'm going to be calling Jared Price in just a few moments. I showed you last night the tape that was prepared by a former commissioner of the Shelby County Election Committee, where they showed you how elections and selections are made, how they, with one code, they can change you from first place to third place, or no place at all. But this morning, I was woke early this morning before I went on the air, and I was reading the police report of the young lady that is an employee of the Shelby County Election Commission. And I was reading how she left the code box, the little box that they carry the keys and the codes in. Yeah, that's the box. That's the box that Shelby County Commission carries the codes and the keys to the elections. That's what Linda Phillips said. This is what she presented yesterday at the meeting. But I started to read the police report. I was under the impression, since she wasn't fired, she must be a white woman. I said, because if it's a colored woman, if it was a Bromquisha, niece, Nita, Denise, surely you would be fired. But I started reading the police report. And the girl's name was Jaquita. I said, wait a minute. Her name wasn't Becky. Her name was Jaquita. I said, wait a minute. Jaquita Burns. I said, that name alone tells me she's black. Then I looked at the address, 1200 block of Parkway South. I said, now this is a black woman. Why did they not fire her? Because it was a setup. What black woman you know leaves $1,200 in the car? What black woman you know leaves her cell phone in the car all night long? Come on. Ain't nobody got no landlines no more. I got 3 cell phones. I ain't got no house line phone. In every room I move in, I got my cell phone with me. When I come into the garage, there are papers I'll leave in the car because I feel my car is safe. It's in the garage. But even no matter what I have in my hand, how many bags I got in my hand, I got my cell phone. Women, you put your money in your bra. Let your flopping titties hold your money before you leave it in the car, especially when the car is parked outside and you live on South Parkway South. No, the $1,200, if there was $1,200, was a payment to my Jarius boys. Yeah. So about 23 people went to the Shelby County Selection Committee yesterday. Many spoke, including me, but naturally, they didn't put me on TV. They put Bigfoot, made a good speech. They put Jared Price. I won't be calling him in just a minute. They showed Kirkwood. They showed Tawana Murphy. Naturally, they showed the white woman that was speaking. But it came to no surprise to me that they wouldn't show me. Naturally, they, ooh, no. I'm the enemy. That was representative of candidates, including the Heritage Camp. I think that we need a third person or investigative agency to get involved. Ain't no need to call me because I ain't pronouncing no goddamn phone. You motherfucker and your spam phone. I don't answer spam numbers. Call your mammy and make a spam sandwich. But the sad place that we are right now is that at least 24,000 folk, and the majority of them are going to be blacks, you're satisfied. You don't give a damn about justice. All you care about, my main one. I even had a woman, a prophetess, Patricia Rogers, and I thought Patricia had more sense than she's shown me. She was public relations for Paul and working free. I said, you got to be the dumbest motherfucker in the world. White folks done gave him $1 million and your stupid ass working for free? Kiss my ass to shit, push you back. Hell no, motherfucker. I ain't got nothing free for your motherfucking ass. If the white folk done gave you $1 million, God damn it, you can pay my fee. I showed you last night the tape of how one person with one set of codes can change the election. I'll show you this later. I'm gonna call Jared Price in a minute and see what it is. Somebody said you ain't about shit. I ain't shit. I ain't shit. You motherfucking right. I ain't shit. I ain't. I'm a messy motherfucker though. I bring up the mess that brings it both to be need to be up that you niggas scared of. You scared of the truth. I'm called radical. Militant. A crazy motherfucker. Uncontrollable motherfucker. I'm all of them. And guess what? I am all of them goddamn things that you said that I am. Jared,
Hey, Daddy.
how you doing, brother?
Doing good. I didn't know if you were calling me or if I was calling you.
I hadn't called you right that minute. I was still in my rent.
Okay.
But since I got you here, I might as well hold you.
Okay.
Okay. And going into, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jared Price, and I call him an activist now, because he's actively doing something that many of us have talked about doing, and that's fighting the powers that be about the selection process that we had on mayor and city council members several weeks ago. Jared, how you feeling this evening?
I'm okay. How are you, Daddy?
I'm not gonna complain, brother. So, first of all, Jared, and I talk about the white powers that be, but Jared is just as white as anybody that I've ever seen. He ain't I'll still call him a brother, but he ain't dark skinned at all. He ran for city council 8-3, and I think you came in what, second or third?
We came in third place, about 500 votes behind second place.
Okay.
And I ran once before in District 7.
Mm-hmm.
Came in third place, and the first two positions went to a runoff, and that was Michaelin and Berlin. And I went on to endorse Michaelin, and she went on to win in the runoff.
Okay. As we look at it now, and you've been since the selection a couple of weeks ago, you've been fighting and you've been saying that something was wrong with the so-called election. So, what are the things that you are seeing, Jared, wrong with this particular process?
Well, what I see as immediate red flags, Thaddeus, is the fact that immediately, 2 days prior to the election, an election inspector's car was broken into.
Mm-hmm.
And this is somebody that has codes, keys, and it's not just a normal poll worker. This is an inspector.
Okay.
And so you think that an inspector would know better than to leave codes and keys and her phone. And I don't know who in Memphis knows to leave $1,200 in a car, but I know it ain't anybody that I know.
Right.
So we know how Memphis is.
Right.
So for this to happen throws up an immediate red flag. And for this one lady on South Parkway to leave all this in her car 2 nights before the election, and randomly this young man finds this one car in all of Memphis to break into, because typically when you see a neighborhood break-ins in cars, you see multiple cars hit at the same time on that block.
Mm-hmm.
But this is only one car, one car that had all this in there, and this guy knew to hit that car. And he hit it the night that all this stuff was in there, and randomly $1,200 was waiting on him in the car. And whenever the lady filed the police report the next morning after it happened, she informed the police that codes, plural, keys, plural, my phone, plural, or singular, and $1,200 was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, ABC 24 reported that they reported the story, but as soon as they reached out to Linda Phillips, who is the election coordinator, she immediately denied and turned the story around that, there were no codes stolen. So quick and so hastily said, we've determined no codes were stolen. Well, then Fox 13 interviews her the next day, and she goes on to say a little bit more. She said, even if codes were stolen, we would know via a red flag or an alert in the system that the code was used in an improper way or something was wrong. Something along those lines is what she said. But unfortunately, we have learned, and the things that I've showed you, Thaddeus, and I've showed Mr. Van Turner and Tawana Murphy and everybody else that is concerned about this and the stuff I put out there on social media, what we've shown is that that is incorrect. Benny Smith, who was a former election commissioner, 4 or 5 years ago, made a presentation over Zoom and on a big screen at either a university or a library or something like that. And he showed that with one code, he can change the results of the entire election in a matter of 8 seconds. And he went on to say that you can do this without any red flags or any prompts. And the only prompt that came up, and you can watch this video on YouTube, the only prompt that comes up is a prompt that says ethical swap complete. There's no red flags. So that right there shows Linda was spreading falsehoods in her interview based on what we've seen from Benny Smith. But then you were one of the citizens, and I was one of the citizens that went to the election commission, and I saw that you shared this picture. The codes, she said in the election commission meeting this week, are stored in a clear storage tote that looks like what your granny would use to put away her blankets in the summertime.
Okay.
So how does she know codes weren't stolen out of this tote? She said the tote was untampered with. Well, it's easy to make a tote untampered with whenever you didn't have to get in past the locking mechanisms or the codes that are non-existent. This is a normal tote that somebody could easily take the lid off of, take a picture of the codes and put the lid back on, and it would appear untampered. So everything that she tried to create an explanation for was less than satisfactory. It didn't make any kind of sense. And then she went on to say that even if the keys were stolen, that the seals on the voting boxes were intact when people checked them. And I quickly was able to Google in a matter of 2 minutes a Princeton University professor talk about how easy it is to replicate these cheap little plastic seals, as she calls it, in a matter of minutes and very inexpensively to do that. So we've got a lot of red flags, and I'm not saying that any votes were altered. I'm not. But what I am saying is that we, without a doubt and with factual evidence, we know this election was breached because the codes and the keys and the phone of an election inspector were in the hands of people who were unauthorized to have it. And if that ain't cause for an investigation from a third party that is unbiased, I don't know what is.
Well, and I agree with you, Jared. But now that we've gotten to the point that we've brought all of this factual information, and we haven't even talked about the keys that were missing from the election commission on the 19th and 20th of September, the back door being left open. We haven't talked about those things. With all that we know, where do we go from here?
I think where we go is we stand in unity as a community. We stand in unity as a community and say that enough is enough. We're no longer accepting this, just sweeping this stuff under the rug and everything's okay and hunky-dory. It is time citizens stand up and demand more, because your taxpayers pay for these election commissions and these commissioners and this election coordinator named Linda Phillips. It's your tax dollars. So it's time we demand, just as we showed up today or the other day at the election commission, to demand this investigation. And it's also time to contact individually. Everyone is welcome to email the election commissioners and voice their concerns and tell them that we want an investigation. Now, we found it very clear, if anybody's able to go back and watch the election commission meeting, we found it very evident that Mark Luttrell, the chairman, is not interested in entertaining an investigation. because Andre Wharton, the commissioner, said, well, maybe we should have the lady whose car was broken into come up here and testify at the election office. And Mark Luttrell extremely quickly said, well, I don't see why we need to do that. That right there is another red flag. Linda Phillips was quick to deny the codes were stolen. That's another red flag. But what I can say is that our group, which consists of several candidates, several concerned citizens, several power brokers in the community, and I'm glad, Thaddeus, that you realize what is going on here and you are supportive of making sure that people's voices and votes are not tampered with, because that shows your commitment to community too and people. But we need to all come together and figure out what our next move is, whether that be requesting an investigation from the FBI or an investigation from the district attorney's office, somebody who is not involved in the election process. Because somebody, I think it was Bigfoot, Marcus Belton, that said, who's in charge of checking to make sure that the audits are properly done, and and Linda answered, I am.
Okay.
So if she's the one in charge, it sounds like we're leaving our entire election integrity in the hands of this lady who has now been caught telling fibs, and she has been caught telling us that she didn't know about keys that came up missing at the downtown office. And if she didn't know it, that further goes to show her incompetence of running a protected and secure election.
So how do we get the FBI or the Department of Justice involved?
I think the best way is to contact our local FBI offices and send emails to our U.S. District Attorney. The more voices we have reaching out and requesting an investigation, the better. There are emails that are public emails for these figures. You can contact the U.S. District Attorney's email with a letter saying, we also, individuals who are listening tonight on your show can email the U.S. District Attorney to his public email, which is public record. You could look this up, but I can provide it to you. Let me get it pulled up here. But I would suggest that they email him and say, we too are concerned about the breach and that we also want an investigation. And his email is Kevin, K-E-V-I.
When we get off the phone, text it to me, because I'm holding this phone in one hand and I ain't got no pen in the other. Just text it to me and we'll go from there.
Okay.
When we get off the phone. But I agree with you that we as a people have to get involved. And the reason that these things keep getting swept under the rugs of our community is the people that own the rug don't do nothing but allow the dust and the dirt to gather under the rug. But we've got to fight. We've got to fight. I believe that Van Turner is involved in what we're doing also.
He is. Yes, he is also someone who is very concerned about the breach and the fact that Linda Phillips was so quick to sweep all this under the rug and not do a third-party investigation.
And I would think that Mark Luttrell, former law enforcement officer with years of experience in law enforcement, would be one of the persons that would jump and say, let's have an investigation. When I found out, Jared, that this was a black woman who lives in South Memphis, and I found out that she was not fired, because, see, first of all, I'm trying to figure out, and maybe you can tell me, why did she have the keys and codes in her car also the night before the election?
That's part of the red flag. That an election inspector should know better, and she surely did know better than to leave this in the car. So this looks very suspicious, and this is very concerning. But when you look at the questions that were asked by Commissioner Wharton, he asked Linda, "Have you spoken to this lady?" And she said no. Why would she not speak to someone who works for her in this election as an inspector after something so concerning happened? Why did she not reach out to her? And she confirmed, Linda Phillips confirmed, if you recall, that is, she confirmed that she reached out to Mark Luttrell the same day and told him about the breach, but failed to reach out to the other commissioners, failed to reach out to the candidates, and failed to inform the public that this breach had happened. That is also concerning.
Well, it's just like I told her yesterday. I don't believe anything that you've said. You know,
I'm with you, Thaddeus.
You use the word fibs, but what I heard was lies, not fibs. That's what the little children they fib, but old antiquated women like that's a lie. What we heard yesterday was of lies being spewed, a lot of dishonesty, no integrity, and this selection process has had no integrity at all. Uh, I'm talking to her. She was smiling and smirking. Yeah, okay, smile today, but I'll have the last laugh because we cannot stop on this.
But if you remember when we first got there and they asked her to talk about the systems and the protocols that are in place, she acted like they were bulletproof.
Okay.
But remember, she got up there, and what was the first thing she said to us, Thaddeus? Well, let me get on with this dog and pony show.
Yes.
She acted like the citizens and the voices of people who taxpayers pay her salaries she's not concerned about us. She called it a dog and pony show. And she laughed and she snarked and she sat there with this smart look on her face the entire time citizens were talking about their concerns. And that is unprofessional. And what is further unprofessional is the email that she sent to me from her government email talking about totally fictitious information. Well, the information she told us in that meeting is what is totally fictitious, to use her own words. And she told me in this email that she said, she goes, I thought you had more integrity than Trump. How unprofessional of an election coordinator to send that kind of email to a candidate, a voter, a taxpayer from her government email at 10 o'clock at night. So asking me not to spread fictitious information when the only thing I spread and the only thing I posted was the ABC News article.
So is there anything that can be done to have her removed as the coordinator of elections?
I am not sure exactly how she gets her job. I'm pretty sure she is appointed by the majority on the election commission, which means that's 3 Republicans and 2 Democrats.
Okay.
So it's going to take the Republicans holding her accountable, but they were singing her graces at this meeting, so I don't think it's going to come from Luttrell. What we need to do is contact the state election commission, share the email that she sent to me, share the falsehoods and the fictitious information that she said, and then ask that she be removed and someone else be reappointed. And we have a state election commission that I hope can be able to help us. But I would encourage people to reach out to them.
Well, with the election being certified on yesterday, is there a time limit on this?
The election being certified means that everyone officially won or officially lost, which gives standing to the candidates who did lost or the candidates that do have concern. Heck, even a winning candidate could have concerns to file suit for challenges to the fact that this may have been breached. I know there are candidates in discussions of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that there are other avenues that are being looked at for making sure that this all is investigated. But now that it's certified, that doesn't mean that an investigation cannot take place. It just means that the results are official, and it actually sets the ground for an investigation to be able to move forward.
Okay. Well, Jared, thank you so very much for being on the show. And when you get off the phone, send me those emails. One of my list viewers wants to know, do you have to live in the city of Memphis or be a resident of Tennessee to ask for these agencies to investigate what has happened?
I think that it would mean, I think that to have standing on this request, you would need to be someone who voted in this election.
Okay.
So yes, you would need to be someone in the city.
Okay. All right, Jared Price. If anything else you think of, text me, man.
All right, thanks, Daddy.
All right. That's Jared Price. And it's fighting time. It's fighting time. You know, Linda Phillips needs to go. She needs to go. This was a joke, as she said yesterday. It's a pony show. It's a joke. But we that don't believe that this is a joke, we need to be ready to fight. Many of you probably last night did not see the tape that was made by a commissioner, former commissioner of the Shelby County Election Commission, showing how the votes can be changed. Tell you what, let me get some of these commercials out of the way, and then we're going to play that one more time. We'll be right back.
You've heard that God will prepare a table for you in the presence of your enemies. Well, God has done it for Crystal Blair. Crystal was working across the street for a mattress company. They let her go, and God allowed her to take her savings and open up a furniture store right across the street. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing 901 Discount Mattresses, 7166 Winchester at Germantown Road, 106. Queen size mattresses, $199 up. King size mattresses, $299 and up. Brand new mattresses, brand names. No credit is necessary. You need a mattress? Go see my girl Crystal at 901 Discount Mattresses, 7166 Winchester at Germantown Road. Give her a call at 901-218-7118. That's 901-218-7118. And lay down in comfort tonight. Help! My money is dying. I need a medic stat. The Money Medics are here to help you save your hard-earned money using the new type of life insurance that you can use and enrich yourself and your family before you die. It gives you cash to cover expenses even if you can't work due to a major sickness or you are hurt in a car accident. Listen to what they have to say.
We offer the new type of life insurance that you can use while you're still living. In the event that you have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, end-stage renal disease, get shot, get stabbed, third-degree burns, lose a limb, break a leg, and have to be off work more than 90 days, are in a bad car wreck, anything where you have to be off work for more than 3 months, it will pay while you're still living. And it also comes with that death benefit so your family is able to bury you.
Call 662-483-0494. 662-483-0494. Grab your pen and write this number down right now. 662-483-0494, and tell them that the Teddy Bear told you to call them. Call them right now. 662-483-0494.
I'm Tanya Jones, the chronic pain coach. If you or your loved ones are suffering with chronic pain, then this message is for you. I've been a nurse for 34 years, and after suffering with my own chronic pain, I took matters into my own hands. I began a journey 2 years ago to develop an all-natural pain rub, and now my on-demand pain relief rub is helping so many people across the country to manage their own pain. If you're ready to break that chain of chronic pain, give me a call at 901-300-6858 or go to my website at www.ondemandpainrelief.com. You deserve better. It's time you lived your best life. Make that call.
I know you thought you had to go to North Memphis or South Memphis, maybe even Orange Mound to get good soul food. But I promise you that's wrong. Now you can go downtown Memphis to Promise Restaurant at 412 South Main in Hewling. Promise is a black-owned business serving soul food lunch Tuesdays through Fridays from 11 until 3. Fridays and Saturdays from 5 until 11, and Sundays from 11 until 5. And they have a different menu daily. Baked chicken, fried chicken, neck bones, turkey necks, all types of vegetables. And guess what? They even serve oxtails on Wednesdays. So if you work downtown Memphis or you're just looking for a great place to dine, there's a new restaurant downtown. It's called Promise at 412 South Main. To place your to-go orders, call 901-644-6543. That's 901-644-6543 or 901-218-6880. The political season is over. The Thaddeus Matthews Show now returns to what made it famous and has gathered millions of views over the years. Controversial and shocking subjects that others fear to even broach. On Wednesday, October the 18th at 7 p.m., I will tackle the subject of the transsexual woman. Who is she? What makes a man live as a female? Why does a gay male feel the necessity to get dolled up? Transsexual politics, transsexual religion, and just day-to-day living. The proper pronouns for the transsexual woman. You don't want to miss this show on next Wednesday, October the 18th on the Thaddeus Matthews Show on the YouTube channel. Make sure you're there.
Hello everyone, on October the 18th, I will be doing a live interview with the Mr. Thaddeus Matthews. We'll be talking about proper pronouns, politics, religions, and other things that have to do with trans women like myself. So make sure you tune in.
Yeah, that should be a very hot topic on tomorrow night. There will be no gay bashing or anything tomorrow. It's a learning process. It's a subject that many have wondered about. How do you feel as though you were born a man and you still got all of the man's parts, but you feel as though you are a woman? In fact, you live your life from day to day, feeling, looking, and acting like a man. Okay. Uh, yeah. So we'll be doing all of that on tomorrow night. It's going to be a very interesting subject. I'm sure that we'll have a lot of new viewers on the Thaddeus Matthews show on tomorrow. Phone lines will not be open because I will not give these clowns and these idiots the room to be disrespectful to my guests. I don't care what your religious life happens to be or your beliefs happen to be. Do we as individuals have a right to determine what another person feels in their heart? They love a man, they love a woman. Is that not their particular business? I get people that call and make suggestions that, well, God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for homosexuality. No, he didn't. You need to read. Sodom and Gomorrah was not destroyed for homosexuality. Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed because of sin. Okay. So we will deal with this subject on tomorrow night. If it's too much for you, don't tune in because you will be blocked. If you say anything ugly, because many of I get all them alphabets, L, Q, T, B, A, B, C. I get all them alphabets mixed up. Okay. Garland, I agree with you on that. Ooh, Lord, I be some, what I do is not easy. Those of you that have business, you need to advertise. Okay. I have persons that buy 6 months to a year of advertising. And I'm hoping that soon I'm going to be in some more cities, especially on the morning show. Not just this show. And this show goes all across the country. And I tell persons with businesses that if you have a unlocal business I didn't tell anybody to call me. I don't want to talk to you. Shit. If I want to talk to you, I'll tell you I want to talk to you. Okay.
Shelley Holloway.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Who are you and what do you want? Hello? If you have a national product, you're selling books and shoes and you need to be advertising. This program goes all over the country. The radio show in the morning goes all over the country. I got to contact some of my long-term advertisers because it's about time for them to bring me some more money. Amen. And look, I was about to make a post about this. A lot of y'all bring on, they have that page on Facebook that they want you to, what do they call it? They want you to join they page or something. They sell products and stuff. And I tell them, that if you ain't advertising, what you send me thing to like your page, your business page. I don't give a fuck. You ain't buying no advertising. Don't invite me to that shit. Because I ain't coming. And these people, that I get folk, especially since I got on the case of Tanja Conley. Let me tell you something, and I don't mean to hurt y'all feelings. If your mama, daddy, sister, brother, son, or daughter is missing, I didn't kidnap them. And don't expect me to use my platforms for your personal agenda. I get paid. Okay? I've been tagged in by 5 or 6 folk. Finally, the mama commented on my page. Her son was working in Florida. He was going through some racial stuff. They found him hung. And then folks started reaching out to me. Will you use your platform? No. And it's just that simple. No. Like I shared with the mama, I don't know nothing about your son. I didn't hang your son. But if you want me to use my skills and use my platform that is national. Those of you that's on the page right now and you don't excuse me, and you don't live in Memphis, put the cities that you all live in. I'm not talking about Memphis. If you live somewhere else other than Memphis, Tennessee, put your city and your state on the page so that those who are skeptical of my national appeal. See, some folk think that if white folk have not made you national, You ain't national. I'm seeing Dallas, Texas, Moscow, Tennessee, Atlanta, Jackson, Mississippi, Indianola, Mississippi, Frisco. Ooh, yeah, it's coming. Durham, Lexington, Mississippi. Brother Edward Lewis, you probably listen to me every morning. Natasia Brooks, Brooklyn, New York. Tupelo, Mississippi, New York, Colorado, Little Rock, Arkansas, Miami, Albany, New York, Somerville, Tennessee, Gettysburg, Maryland, Little Rock, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Okay, Washington, D.C., Queens, New York. Now tell me, motherfucker, the guy that texts me, you ain't national. Yes, I am, motherfucker. I is national. I'm national. Gulfport, Florida, Clarksdale, Georgia, Newport News, Virginia, Minneapolis. Okay. El Paso, Texas. Shanice, I listened to you when I went to London and France. Okay. Windsor, Connecticut, Colorado Springs, Birmingham, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, Cathy, Texas, Houston, Texas. God damn, this is all over the country. Houston, Texas. So when you come at me and you a hater, that's what you is. You're just a hater. You wish that you had the name recognition that I have all over the country. South Georgia. I bet ain't nobody else in Memphis that tries to do what I do that. They get Orange Mound and South Memphis and Scutterfield and Hyde Park. But the Thaddeus Matthews Show is national and international. Camdenton, Missouri, wherever that is. St. Louis. Okay. I got family in St. Louis, Grace. So this is, I can sell your products. You got a product that's more than you're trying to sell in Memphis, Tennessee. You need to be advertising. I'm national. National. Na 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 na. This is what you do when you're the big dog. When you're the boss. This is what happens when you've been doing this 45 years. Come on. How many of y'all from Memphis? Jordan Park, Florida. Never heard of it. It's somewhere in Independent. Independent what? Missouri? Mississippi? What? You're right, Florine. I'm worldwide. Well, how come the white folk ain't made you national? Because I decided not to wait on white folk. I don't need white folks to make me. Shit. Smoky City. Memphis, Riverside, Whitehaven. Mhm. Oak Haven. Shanice, I'm gonna send you the name of that attorney. I think that would do you well. Here's somebody say he from Pussy Valley. I know what Pussy Valley is, brother. Hmm I got a lot of pussy back in my young days in Pussy Valley, and all I had to do. Damn, she back from the casino this early? Yeah, the dog running, so I know hear the garage coming up. Uh, man, when you want some pussy out of Pussy Valley, and especially if she had some chickens. I mean, it's not some chickens. She had some children. What I say? If she had some chickens, if she had some children, you go right down there the Third and Fairway where Pussy Valley was, and get a big box of Church's chicken. Now you sure to get some pussy in Pussy Valley, cause they had, the girls would be out on the balcony, especially they lived upstairs, waving, had the window up. Hey, hey, you want some pussy? Yeah, that church is still there. That's one church that ain't gonna never go out of business. Right there in Pussy Valley. Woo. Mm. Yes, sir. I remember some days in Pussy Valley. Mm, mm, mm. So Bull Hosseins stop at Chisholm Trails and get 3 for $1 jungle juice. and I be driving through the back in them days, and I'm talking about in the late 80s and 90s. I worked for NJ Ford Funeral Home, so I drive through there in the limousine, or drive through there in the hearse, and they see the hearse coming through Pussy Valley. Mama, that ain't man. That a dead man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those were the them was the good old days. Mm-hmm. Man, the adventures I had in that hearse. Mm-hmm. Yes, I had a girl that loved to be fucked in Hollywood Cemetery. Mm-hmm. Lord have mercy. I had a tombstone in Hollywood Cemetery. It's all grass now. That's the reason when I die, I gotta go to the white people's cemetery, cause niggas don't cut the grass in the black cemetery. Hey, Cupcake, open up the phone lines. You calling me Cupcake and your name Mark? Damn. Yeah, the tombstone was in the back of the cemetery. She was an old lady too. She had been dead a long time, but the people gave her a marble tombstone, and you could lay up on it. It was like a crypt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ooh. And we go cause in the daytime, with nobody, you drive up there in the hearse, and nobody said nothing, and they didn't have no office in the cemetery. In fact, they had two cemeteries in that area. They had one person watching in the city doesn't make you national. You're national when the world knows who you are. And mainstream talk shows invite you to be. Come on, Daniel Summers. Every one of these cities is in the nation. National talk shows. You mean like Tasha K? I think I was on that show last week, wasn't I? I've been on national TV. I've had national people talk about me. So, bro, don't try to steal my joy. You're just a sorry motherfucker, man. You're jealous. But I'm used to men being jealous of me. No Sherry or Tamron Hall. Okay. Damn. No, I ain't been on Tamron Hall. I need to do upset some folk. When I do a video, I got over 2,000 videos. And I'm about to do one about, I don't give a fuck about Israel. The president going to Israel. Shit. If you want to go to a war-torn city, Mr. President, bring your ass to Memphis. We got a war going on in Memphis. Yeah. I've been on white folks' national TV show. Tosh 2.0. 2018. The highest rated show he had. Name one person that advertised with you and won an election in Memphis or Shelby County. You need to check some of them judges last year. I ran about 20 judges last year. I think about out of the 20, 6, 7, 8 of them won their elections. See, I don't need to be on Tamron's show. And Sherry, I think Sherry's sexy as she can be. I'd love to be on her show. But I don't need these people to validate me. And that's the issue with us as black folk. Y'all want to hold on to folk to make you validate it. Shit. One thing we know that 3, 5, 13, 24 commercial appeal, all I got to do a good story that they haven't thought about, or they haven't thought about it the angle that I think about it. and they gonna copy it. See, a lot of people have not understand that TV as you knew it. Yeah, Felicia Corbin did win. Hey, Rosemary. Yeah. Judge Lonnie Thompson. That's a countywide. That's bigger than Memphis elections. Countywide. Betty Thomas. Hmm? Brother, you watch me because I'm sensational. I'm fabulous. I'm fantastic. I'm a media phenomenon. Yes, I have some technical problems sometimes. Yes. Yes. I want my radio show in the mornings to do what I do at night. You need a publicist. Natasha, I ain't never had a publicist. My daughter got a publicist, and she did her one book. I got one book, and I'm national on what I do, radio and this. Man, I'm gonna have to find me a publicist. See, I look at some of these folks that go live here in Memphis. Yeah, Ricky Smiley has talked about me on his show. So don't be a hater, man. Yeah. Go live and see how many folks you can get. And that's the reason I tell people what try to advertise on Facebook. You ain't got the exposure I got. You got 300 friends and 200 of them don't like you. They ain't gonna buy nothing from you nowhere. See, I've even had folks that have national or they have good audiences. I don't go on everybody's show. I get, especially from Instagram, I get invites to be guests on folks' shows. I don't go on. I look at your numbers. If you just started your program or your shows get 100 or 500 shows, there's no need to me go on your show. Yeah, Carlos Miller did on 85 South. Yeah. When J. Anthony Brown had his talk show out of California, I've been on his show. No, Tracy, I syndicated myself on radio. How many black men that the white folks don't have their hands on are on 5 radio stations every day? You need to syndicate your radio show down here in Mobile. We love the blues down here. Okay. I was trying to do something in Milwaukee, and we may have to delay that a little longer in Milwaukee, 2 radio stations. You're right, Iris. Hating on a brother that is building his own and that ain't waiting for white folk to give him the bricks, the mortar, is the way that you do it in Memphis. Black people in Memphis don't like black people that can think for themselves, have the initiative to get up off their ass and ain't waiting on white folk. I had a white man tell me yesterday, man, if you lived in another city, you'd be a multi-millionaire. I said, probably so. But Memphis is full of haters. Man, stop your book sold 30 copies. Nobody important knows who you are. Off a number of talk show has technical problems 7 days a week. Do the radio show pay you or do you pay them? I pay them, brother. No, I didn't sell about 500 books, brother. I'm sorry. I didn't sell no whole lot. Okay, I sold about 500 books, and it's still on Amazon for those that want to get the book. It's called The Cussing Pastor. It's a good read too. It tells my story. Ooh, some of the things I didn't really want to talk about, but it's a good read. It's been out about 3 years now. Yeah, it's been out about 3 years. Title was Bullshit from the Pulpit. In fact, I went on a little tour all up north, Detroit and Gary, Indiana, and stuff like that, in clubs. Yeah, bullshit from the pulpit. And I think I'm going to jump back on that. Y'all do know that there is a lot of bullshit. Well, Natasha, I'm trying to get more copies in my hand of the book. But see, in Memphis, no matter what I do, it ain't enough. I've never been accepted in Mississippi. Just a few months ago, I was made the best rhythm and blues announcer in the state of Mississippi. Okay. The best radio announcer. And I don't even live in Mississippi. Okay. In Memphis, I've won a few awards. The Stone Awards about 3-4 4 years in a row. The thing that the Tri-State Defender had, Best in Black, I won it. I won it so much that they told me, we can't put you back in the race. I said, why? You keep winning. Best radio talk show host, best blues announcer. I kept winning. And the thing about it was, hell, I wasn't picking myself. The people's was doing it. Yeah. The people. Yo, yo, some of y'all want me to go get a job like y'all, but shit. Uh-uh. The the devil is a lie. If I'm gonna get a job. No, sir. I ain't punching a clock. And that's the reason I syndicated myself and I do my own shows. Is because I don't do well working for other people's. I'm not a people person. My wife tells me that all the time. I'm not a people. I have a, what did she talk to me about today? I was talking about a cruise, and a friend of mine just did a cruise and sold out. And I tried to do a cruise and I couldn't sell out. And my wife told me I don't have good public relations skills. And I guess I don't. I guess I don't. I don't have good public relation skills. I'm just me. Okay? I'm just me, and I act kind of fucked up sometimes. Y'all forgive me, but I do. I don't know what that means. That you're not social, you know. But I'm just me. I'm looking for something in this computer. Y'all get mad at the truth like I'm supposed to give a shit. Y'all get mad when somebody died and you love them and they done did something fucked up to die and I don't give a fuck they did. Y'all get mad at me. I don't be knowing why y'all ain't got mad. I can't find what I want. You know, I don't know. Why am I interviewing a transsexual? Don't real church pastors shun that kind of behavior? Nope. I ain't scared, Daniel. Tell you what, brother, put your dress on and your high heels. I'll do you too. Okay. No, I'm not like your average pastor. No, I'm not fearful of talking with a transsexual. I think that it's going to be a very interesting show myself. Yeah, I do. I do. Hmm. If it scares you, brother, then it's you. Okay. And I talk about you talk about what preachers don't do. Man, you would be surprised at all of the bullshit that y'all got going on in the pulpit. But Natasha, I'm going to look for me a publicist. So don't bullshit from the. I even had T-shirts. See, I need me a publicist, somebody that can take care of this business. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. The cussing pastor, bullshit from the pulpit. I need to redesign a T-shirt for that. I could take that cover right there. Cause my guy can make a T-shirt out of anything. Natasha, where you get a publicist at? And I don't really want no Memphis publicist. Yeah. Oh boy. What time is it? Oh hell, it's time for me to get off this air. I did my job for the night. Ain't that right, Zena? What did you come tell me it's time to go? Yeah, but I want a publicist with the history and a track record. Will I be preaching anytime soon? Going back to Sunday morning virtual church on the very first Sunday. And why do you quote scriptures and when you say the Bible ain't true and King James was gay? Well, the Bible is a book. King James was a homosexual. King James was also the author of demonology. Not only did he write about God, but he wrote about demons. Do I take everything in the Bible as a fact? Not if God didn't say it. If it's just Peter, Paul, and them, okay. You do know that the books by Paul were letters. So, yeah. Lay down, Zena. All right, Natasha. Just text them to me or email me, however. See, there are parts in the Bible, as written by a king and authorized, rather. Bibles, scriptures, or books in the Bible that conflict. You've got to read other books other than the King James Bible. I've been asked, do you think Jesus ever had sex? I don't know. I don't know why Jesus would make something so good and not get in some himself. I don't know. Jesus was missing for 18 years. 18. So I don't know what Jesus did and who he did it with in them 18 years. Did Jesus exist? I wasn't there. I'm old, but I'm not old enough to be back there. I just believe. And faith is nothing but belief. I got faith that I'm going to be right here tomorrow night, that I'm going to wake up in the morning about 5 o'clock, 5:15, get up and walk down the hall and do this. But I think that the church, and I think I need to do a show on that bullshit from the pulpit, because there's a lot of bullshit in the pulpit. Lord have mercy. All right. I'm finna go. Alan did all I can do. Oh, it's 9:01. Y'all make sure you join me at 6 a.m. on the radio. Those of you in all of these national cities, all you got to do is go to WAGR 102.5 on the TuneIn app, like Natasha does every morning. I don't see Willie right now, Willie Williams. Yeah. Shout me out on your show. Who in the fuck are you? Who in the fuck is this? Motherfucker, I don't even know who the fuck you are. So fuck you. That's my holler. That's my shout out for you. Fuck you and your ugly ass mama and your 6 retarded, ill-informed, fat, non-fed, ramen noodle eating motherfucking kids. Now fuck you, and that's your shout out for tonight. Okay? Was that okay? Your name is Chris Then you said your name is Lisa Wood. My name is Lisa Wood. Fuck you, Lisa. Okay? Fuck you with the dead man's dick that died looking at your mama. Fuck you, Lisa. Is that a nice enough shout out for you? Bitch, I hope so.